rotation, a pretty brave one nonetheless. moving up the stairs. Begin to make their move onto objective here.
Good evening and welcome to the VR Master League. My name is TFH and I am joined by my lovely co-caster, Xandria. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty darn good.
Pretty darn good. I can agree to that. Well, tonight we have Blaze versus Animal House. It's going to be a really good match. These teams are pretty close in rank here, so definitely some high quality action is going to be blessed upon us this very blessed day. Xandria, will you do the honors and take me through those map bans? Would you please?
Absolutely. So on the side of Blaze, our home team have decided to ban Suburbia. Now, so far this season, they've had a 50% round win. Animal House having a 52% round win. So they're both pretty close on the Suburbias. Animal House banning Subway. Now they have a 100% round win, but only 5 rounds played. Blaze having a 58% round win.
Yeah, and our first map is going to be Quarantine. Probably a pretty popular map throughout this season. I think it's been a staple of the league culture ever since season 1, so it's always good to see Quarantine be played. Our first objective will be the garage objective, a personal favorite of mine because it is very interesting to defend. Also very interesting to attack as well, so you really can't go wrong on either side with this objective. And what are your thoughts on this, Xandria?
Well, I mean, this objective for sure, if you can kind of get in close and kind of take out the defense, and maybe the defense is spread out just a little bit, it's a good cappable objective. Quarantine, for me, it's sort of an interesting map just because it's so wide open, and yet you have these like sniping positions in the wireframes and everything. They're kind of hard to see. It always allows itself to have kind of interesting play style, you know?
Yeah, we're gonna just a quick shout out to the names you see on the screen. Those are our sponsors, Pro to VR and VR Cover. What's not on screen is that VAL is hosting a tournament, I believe, this week, and I believe it's this weekend. You might still be able to sign up, but I think that might be over now. But definitely check out their website and watch their esports as they're kind of launching into this realm of esports. And speaking of launching into it, we're gonna go right into the action here. Blaze versus Animal House on Quarantine.
And it does look like they're getting the more quicker spawn for this objective.
Yeah, Blaze will
I do
have...
believe this is kind of a rare spawn.
It is a little bit of a rare spawn, but it is a nice one to have. It's going to be the north spawn, and Animal House are going to extend pretty far out. They're not going to go for a very direct route onto the... I'm sorry, Blaze is going to spread out a bit, and they're not going to go for a very direct route onto the objective. Kind of seeing Zero go up, being guided by Silent, who's watching over the hilltop, looking for any picks. Silent will immediately find Nolamite right off the get-go, with only 30 seconds into the round.
Yeah, he was kind of going for a bit of a wild flank there, and unfortunately it bit him in the butt.
Yeah, Blaze definitely were looking for that flank to happen, and just being in that position at just the right time really punished Animal House by one member right off the bat. It's just not the way you want to start a round. Shots are immediately coming out here as Semper has eyes on a couple members of his own. He's going to try to make some shots here, but he's given away his position in the process. Now Blaze have the opportunity to make it across. Wicked's able to find Squigookin on a far push, even though we were following our Semper there. Don't be confused. The smokes are going to come out here now. Blaze is going to try to make it into the courtyard or to the tank courtyard slash burning courtyard. A res is available, but Blaze seemed to be moving a little bit beyond that. Wicked's able to get Silent Knight as well. Wicked has been putting in work right now for Animal House, putting Blaze against their money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to say that Prefontaine kind of turns around and heads back here. It does look like they're maybe just regrouping just this little bit.
I don't know if he's fully killed.
Yeah, the regrouping is definitely coming out from Blaze. I think they're trying to go for that res, but Zero's used a little bit of utility, I think, already with that initial push. He was not able to get across, but now he's in a very exposed area. He could get caught out by Arsemper, but Arsemper's just a little too late on that. Squigookin will get rezzed.
Yeah, Arsemper's position here is really strong, kind denying that cross across the road. I think they really do need to kind of loop around and take care of him before they can advance the objective anymore.
His position is strong, but he wasn't able to prevent most of Blaze crossing already. As a matter of fact, that was Wicked Hex doing that job. I think his job has been more for just calling out where the defense has been and then working off of that. Oh, and we have one member of Blaze getting dangerously close to the objective. Noman himself, the leader, is going to try to catch out Phonic, and he's going to be successful in that sense. Wicked will find himself a double on Tank Courtyard. And Noman's going to find Arsemper as well, and so he is virtually unimpeded onto the objective until Steven's able to rotate onto... Now, Noma's going to backtrack. I think he realizes that he has no support. But it is a 2v2. Ooh, and the pick might come out here. Noma's able to find Wicked, the person who's been carrying, but now he's a little bit caught out in the open. Only one member of Animal House left. That is Steven, and two members of Blaze who are very spread out here. The match could go either way.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when Noman opened up that objective, I thought he was going to go in for it. But, you know, looking at the map, I saw Animal House were doing the right thing. They were rotating back. And I think Noman, with his, I call it the Spidey sense, kind of knew that and decided to back off the objective.
All right, the picks are potentially coming out here. Steven's able to find Noman with that off-objective pick. Now only one-on-one action remains here as I believe that is Prefontaine is going to have to go against the Steven or try to cap.
And he should have a fairly good map of where the defenders are from all that gunfire earlier.
Yeah, well, Steven is rotating a lot, so him being the last person, he's kind of leaving a trail of bullets wherever he shoots, but he has rotated away from them, so he does have that kind of going for his advantage. What Prefontaine has on his advantage as well is that Steven doesn't know where on earth he is.
Yeah, he's been kind of silent, kind of a non-player thus far this round.
Yeah, Steven is moving around a lot here. This could potentially expose him since Prefontaine's in a very good spot for peeking. Oh, I think he's going to see it. Steven's not going to see it, and so Blaze will go up 1 point and take the first round.
Yeah, that was a very good show of force to kind of open the map or open the match up, but I tend to reserve my judgment for first round outcome.
Yeah, we weren't able to go over the rosters in the beginning, so we're just going to kind of go over them really quick here. We have, on Blaze's side, we have Noman, Zero, Prefontaine, Silent Knight, and Squigookin. On the Animal House side, we have Nolomite, Steven, Wicked Hex, Semper, and Phonic, who has numbers by the end of his name, but I am just not caring too much about those. Very close round in the first one, nonetheless, though. Let's just talk about that for a second. Steven's rotations, as good as they were going against Noman, kind of were his downfall when it came to going against Prefontaine, who, unlike Noman, chose to go to a very secure position and try to hash out the defense from there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a sneaky spot. It had really good cover. It's always really hard to peek people up in those wireframes. Yeah, so for him to kind of take up that position after he knew Steven was over in that general area and just sort of waited for him to rotate. I mean, I couldn't have imagined that going any better. No,
Steven definitely kind of dug his own grave there by rotating to a very open spot where he could have just hung out on objective and defended from there. But enough talking about last round. We're going to start bringing you into the next round as Blaze will defend against Animal House. Now, Animal House are very well known for their very aggressive pushes. I think it's almost a staple of their strategy. We're going to see a little bit of spread here. Silent's going to be watching that crossing there to see if any members of Animal House are going to try to go for that cross. It does look like that we will have a couple members. We're going to just bring it on over there. Now, Wicked's going to attempt to make it. No one's really watching the crossing anymore. He was a little slow for Blaze's taste, and that will work in his favor.
Yeah, I've also kind of noticed if you kind of stay way to the east and use that shadow a little bit, it's really hard to see that cross.
Yeah, especially if you're on an older gen headset. The index can kind of make it out, but even on that super resolution that it does provide, it is still very difficult to be able to detect crosses when they do happen. Cross will happen. No one's going to lift a finger for Wicked, and now one member of the house will be on the south side, but Blaze is going to set up their defense more on the south side, with Noman being in the dunes. The question is, will Wicked be able to detect this, or will Noman be able to detect this, vice versa?
Oh, I think he's a little slow. Yeah, he was a little bit slow there on the cross, got caught out in the open.
Yeah, Wicked's able to find Noman, the first pick of this round. Meanwhile, the rest of the house is choosing to go north side, taking over the rooftop, and I believe what they call Edna's Watch, which is that 3-story skeleton building. Plenty of lasers to go towards Steven right now because he just loves getting attention. Gonna toss a nade out. I'm not sure. It's gonna be a smoke, so it's even gonna land a little short because it bounces off of a street lamp.
Yeah, I think that might have just been to kind of shake up the defense a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely kind of feigns a crossing, and that will force some rotations out, hopefully, if it's placed right. But it's kind of placed in the middle of the street, so it's not like anyone's really getting fooled here. I think Steve is trying to be more of a peeker, if anything, in this situation, but he is gathering a lot of attention in the process.
Meanwhile, we have Dolomite here kind of rotating around to the far west.
Yeah, he's taking in information from Steven and kind of processing it and figuring out what the best route to attack this objective is and what his best odds are. He's currently on his own. Animal House is incredibly spread out. Squigukin just found Steven, so those callouts are not happening anymore. He is able to call out where these skeleton building people are, and he's just very exposed where he's at. He has only got these dunes to protect him.
Yeah, and it's not giving him much cover at all. If anybody were to just look over there, he'd be done for. But
yeah, he's got to be standing up, though. I think the dunes are giving him, like, just the minimum amount of cover. Like, that terrain cover that you can sometimes get on quarantine. I'm almost half tempted to call it downfall cover, because we see it being a lot... We're seeing it used a lot more on downfall because of how, you know, much more detailed the terrain on that map is. A little bit of shooting all over the place. I think that's Wicked on top of the rooftop that's taking shots. Dolomite's able to find Prefontaine. Now the rotations are probably going to come out from Blaze as they realize that they are completely getting flanked. Squigukin remains unchanged here from his former teammate back in the Mob Squad days. They are going to attack here. They're going to trade, in the matter of fact, and no one's going to get the better of that. The damage has been done. Dolomite has been able to take down 2 for the price of 1.
Wicked Hex here has sort of gotten up here next to the objective.
Yeah, he's getting dangerously close here, and no one's incredibly defending this objective. Blaze is still very spread out here, and he is moving inside. Silent's going to move in. Wicked went tab out very briefly. He's able to get that 1, and that'll be it, because a kill on the other side of the map also happened while we were focusing over here, and so that's 2 kills for Animal House, and they will get a point of their own.
Yeah, that was a really great approach. Oh?
No. It does make sense, because Animal House dropped a member. Steven has been notorious for having connection issues, and I believe that has struck here. I thought for a second there, I'm going to explain my reasoning here. I thought that Blaze had a drop, and that's what prevented Wicked from getting the cap, but that's not the case. I was wrong in interpreting that. But drops are still not what you want, nonetheless. But Animal House is still able to scrape away with a point here. And a very nice battle to the end on objective. And a very good rotation coming out from Silent, who almost gave up a cap if he stayed in where he was.
Yeah, if he'd have been a really fast capper, he might have been able to get that in there before the rotation happened. But I think he made the safe call and the right call of just sort of defending that location and taking out the defender who was rotating in on him.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just a little too risky. You know, not everyone can type in a code perfectly 100% of the time in under 2 or 3 seconds. So even for the best out there, it's incredibly hard to have a perfect code 100% of the time. So it's much safer to take care of the threat on objective and then worry about the consequences later.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to move on to our next objective now, after we've had 2 rounds on that first one. A very exciting one to start off with. But we're going to have the plain nose objective, or the corner objective, depending on how you like to call it. And we're going to immediately go into it. So I don't even think that was 2 minutes. Oh, a round reset will be triggered on Animal House's side. Wicked's barely able to sneak by with that, but only 4 members on Animal House were able to spawn in.
Not what you want to see.
No, definitely not. They were very lucky to be able to get that reset in before, you know, the drop happened, probably like mid-match, or that's the worst case scenario, is having the drop happen mid-match, because there's no gunshots to herald the fact that your teammate's off the field. He's just gone.
Right. You just a cloud of smoke and a pile of weapons.
Yeah, abracadabra, whoosh. Gone, and free stuff, pretty much. It's like a
Yeah.
It's like a really crappy Goodwill. Except you have to bask in the fact that you are down a man. But he left you his stuff, which you already have most of that stuff, so it doesn't really matter in the end. Unless you used up all your utilities conveniently in a place that's further ahead of you. Which we can get into the reasonings of why that is not a good idea. But regardless, we do know the spawns, I believe. I wasn't really paying attention to the Marsoc side. I was paying attention to the fact that Animal House only spawned in with 4 members.
So Marsoc spawned in over near the dunes.
Oh, okay. So they will have a south spawn for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard spawn for Marsoc on this one because you have to cross a million different streets just to get to objectives. And anyone who plays this map frequently will know that streets are not friendly. They're just way too open and it's very easy to get ambushed.
And they're ending again.
Ooh. Animal House will trigger another round reset as I think Steven was not able to ready up or not able to get in. Or whoever it was. I don't know if it's Steven. He's in the lobby, so we might have a rehost happening here soon at this rate. Which is totally fine, because we, with our caster powers, the power endowed with us for the power of Dante, allow us to change scores whenever we deem necessary. Ooh, and Animal House will still spawn. They'll have 5 this time. They will have 5 this time. So we can jump into the action this time. We're gonna hang
good because it's getting old.
Yeah, and we came here to see action, not who can respawn the quickest. But we're going into round 3 now. Ooh, oh, I triggered the wrong button there. Almost thought there was another round reset. None there is none this time, and the time has already elapsed for that to happen. So we will play the game no matter what. Now Blaze get the opportunity to figure out what the Animal House defense is and try to work it out. But an amazing flash and another flash. I was hoping to be a nade, but he doesn't have the utility on him. Wicked's not able to get around in time before the flash effect wears off, and he's going to go down to Silent Knight and Squigookin tag teaming it up. Another kill went off in the background, but I don't know what. But Animal House are now down 2 members.
Yeah, when you utilize those flashes, you really have to capitalize on them quickly because they just do not give you that much time.
Yeah, Prefontaine's able to get that res onto Noman as well, and Blaze are back up to a 5-man strong squad here. Silent Knight's looking for a pick onto Phonic. He's going to chuck a smoke. And a nade? Yes, that's a nade. Oh no, those are 2 smokes. Those are 2 smokes. It looks like they're going to try to force Phonic out on the rotation here, or push objective, depending on how you feel like using those smokes. But I feel like those are more diversionaries. There hasn't been a decisive push onto Phonic's location from Blaze yet. But Squigookin and Phonic are about to square off here. Once again, former Mob Squad versus current Animal House. Phonic is looking right where Squigookin is, and he's going to find that kill easy peasy. Now Zero has the opportunity to get the refrag, but he's going to ignore it and go around Phonic. Now Phonic is in a perfect location for a flank. Steven's able to find Silent Knight, and now Blaze are down 2 members of their own, and just like that.
Yeah, that was a really perfect rotation down off that roof there, giving him a high angle of sight to make that pick.
Phonic doesn't know that he has been flanked, but he has the opportunity to flank, but Zero already has the beat on. He's going to find that really easy, and now Animal House will go down to 2 members to defend with. That hasn't stopped them from a close game before. And Prefontaine's going to make it 1
down, 1 flanker down
from a very long distance. He takes down a flanker, which is not the right idea to be having on the Animal House side. Having a flanker with only 2 men up is just very risky. But now Zero has pretty good access to the objective minus the 1 defender.
I think Semper's gonna have a really hard time defending this at this point. You know, being 1-3, I just don't see it.
Yeah, well, the firefight's now ensuing. Zero's able to spot out where Semper is. The flank is going to come in here. Semper's in trouble now. He's into a much better spot to defend the flank.
And Noman is coming from the north, so he's getting pinched from both sides.
Semper's first objective would be to kill Noman, but he's actually choosing to go after Zero right now. And Zero could perfectly read the opportunity and try to let Noman go for a cap, but that does not happen as Prefontaine just wants to shut it down, and Blaze will go up 2 points.
Yeah, that really shaped up like a really good offense. I mean, Blaze was able to kind of surround the objective, and with being able to get it down to just one defender, they were pretty much doomed at that point.
Yeah, being able to cycle that defender around is just incredibly decisive. It kind of forces the hand of the last remaining defender, and it was basically doing what Animal House was trying to do, but they did it better because they were able to execute it better. The current scoreline is map 1, 2-1. Blaze's advantage right now. Doesn't mean that anything is hard set yet, as we are on map 1, and it's been very close every round except for the last one where it's 3-1. Talking manpower there. But we will have the same objective for this next round. And
Yes,
Animal
we will.
House will have the opportunity to attack it, and they've been really good on offense.
Yeah, I do believe their point was an offensive point, correct?
Yes, it was. Their sole point was Wicked Hex shooting Silent Knight as he rotated onto objective and being able to win that firefight, and that got them the point.
Hopefully we don't see any more loading in issues.
Yeah, hopefully not. That is always so disheartening to see a team's momentum just killed because of no fault of their own. Just the connection is bad.
It does look like we have the same spawn.
Blaze are gonna assemble the positions now.
The center burning location has been called out.
Yeah, Squig is able to identify the push from Animal House. Probably from their street crossings that they've had to make so far to get to their locations that they're at, including the ambulance. And Wicked's
One on
gonna
rooftop.
identify a rooftop. He's not able to find anyone just yet, but being able to use that plane wing to kind of pick at the defense is such a huge ability to be able to have in your arsenal as a team.
Yeah, that could definitely be a very powerful location to take up. I don't see it as pivotal on this objective, but in other objectives, certainly.
Fontaine's able to find Phonic. Now Animal House will go down one member. Current manpower is 5-4. Blaze's advantage. We're seeing a little bit more of a spread on the Animal House side. Here's they kind of... Well, my map's glitched, so it's not showing the fourth member, but he is somewhere.
It always is unfortunate when it's not
Cooperating,
conveying
yeah.
information to us. Yeah.
Yeah, we do rely on it a little bit to kind of figure out where the plays are coming, so... No worries, I will use my eyeballs as normal and bring you the action that way. Semper is getting a little bit of flack from peeking out on that side from Prefontaine. Was hanging out halfway across the map. It's just some really good aiming and hand-eye coordination is just coming out from these teams at this level.
Yeah, it always amazes me some of the plays that these teams pull off.
Steven's able to find Noman, who I believe was near the top, but I cannot seem to find Steven right now. Oh, he's back here. What an amazing long-range shot. And now Wicked's able to find Prefontaine in that middle courtyard. Zero's able to find and confirm Nolamite. Now our Semper finds Silent Night. People are dropping like flies. Blaze has lost their 1-minute advantage. Animal House has 3. Blaze has 2. This is looking good for Animal House until now, where Zero's able to find Wicked Hex. The push is coming. There's not much utility coming out from Animal House.
It looks like Blaze is kind of like held up here in the center, center burning and that more rearward one. Kind of leaves the objective a little bit open to a northern attack.
Yeah, now only one remaining member of Animal House is left to attack the objective. It just so happens to be the one that's a little glitched, but on the map. But he is... You know what? It's Steven. And he's right there. He's on the north side. He's going to go for the long flank here. He's probably going to try to take out Zero's position first. Animal House has been able to deal with a 2v1 before. Can they do it again?
Yeah, I think he sees...
Squigilkin, a very nice pick. Now it is Steven versus Zero. The battle to decide all. Not really. It's just 2-1, but still a good battle nonetheless. And Zero's going to hold... He's holding a good position. He's holding that R Semper position that we saw on round 1. Being on the wall, but he's getting a little peeky with it. I think he's a little conscious about where the rotations are coming in.
He knows it's all up to him to defend the objective, so he kind of has to have a good line of sight.
Yeah, and that line of sight is... It's where he's rotating right now does provide good lines of sight. They are just very exposed positions. Now Steven is circling the objective. He's almost completed a full 360.
He's down to about 40 seconds remaining, so he doesn't have a lot of time.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, if he just moved to the left, he could have a line of sight here.
Zero sees Steven. Oh, and the battle commences. Zero wasn't able to get that first pick on. He dives into the Sarlacc pit. Steven rotates. And now Steven's going to go on the side of the wall. A nade goes out, but it's improperly placed as of right now.
If he runs in here, he could cap this.
Oh, Zero doesn't see that Steven has completely rotated around. Steven is on objective. Zero is not rotating. He is tapping out. He is capping. Animal House take the lead. Maniacal laughter coming out from Steven. Yeah, a little bit of taunting going on there. An amazing cap coming out from Steven there, just using that full rotation to his advantage. Man, just the guts to be able to get out on an objective like that when you know exactly where the defender is.
He rotated around that objective about 330 degrees.
Well, you did the math there, so I'll take your word for it. 330 degrees is the magical number for today, as Animal House take the lead and go up 3-2 against Blaze through the likes of Steven.
That was a great play.
That was an amazing play. An amazing rotation. Great battle awareness coming out from Steven there. And being able to just have the calm and collectedness to enter in the co when you know that the enemy's right on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, this was the second time that we played that objective, so we will have an objective movement, but it won't be too far. It's going to be a personal favorite on Quarantine. It's going to be the Burning Building. Always some great action from a caster perspective here, since there's so many places to cap, and it just allows for a free strategy to kind of just come out where anything can really happen, is the memo from this.
And Blaze is on offense, so they do have an opportunity here to take the map on this round.
Yeah, they can definitely counter cap this time and show them how it's really done here. But enough speculation, as I always say. It's time to see what will happen in these next 6 minutes. A little bit of Macarena coming out from Steven. And rightfully so, he just got an amazing cap on objective. And he's gonna find... Noman's gonna find Nolomite right off the get-go.
With a great long-range shot.
Yeah, very long-range shot. If you look on the map, you know where they spawn. That's where Nolomite was, and that was just... That's an incredible shot. And Silent's gonna get really pushy here. He's gonna encounter Phonic. He's able to call out the fact that one is in tank courtyard. Phonic's going to get a little pushy here. Silent doesn't exactly know about the rotation just yet.
Yeah, he did a little bit of pre-fire there, but it was where he was, not where he is.
And Phonic's going to get that kill for being able to look underneath the tank tread. It's such an advantage to be able to use. Usually what we consider to be a disadvantage when it comes to 1v1s. Current manpower is lying at 4 to 4. Each side is taking 1 life. Some shots are going to come out from Steven as he tries to find one. I think he's trying to look for the ones on tow truck.
I'm the only body on objective.
Being conscious that he's the only one on objective. If he goes down, people have to rush in and have eyes. But no one has really taken the rooftop yet, which I think is a pretty crucial spot to own. I'm sorry, Animal House is there. The little name thing didn't show up immediately, but Wicked Hex is going to have some company here as he's got someone on Plane Wing kind of suppressing him. And Zero kind of coming from the other side.
Yeah, and Wicked, he's really proned out here. That's sort of an unexpected position.
He's got to do whatever he can in order to avoid that sniper fire, but Zero's trying to sneak his way onto the objective here and be able to take down Wicked. Will Wicked realize what's going on? The odds are just not in his favor. Noman's able to find Steven, who is on objective. It's only a down, so Steven's able to call out exactly what's going on. Zero's able to find Wicked, and now Rooftop is now in Blaze's hands.
I can't reach my walkie, get me up!
Oh, he's not able to reach his walkie. Help, I've fallen. I can't get up. Phonic's able to find Squigookie, and he can't get up either. Noman's able to find Semper. Phonic's looking for that refrag, but Noman won't be able to. Steven is the only one who's left alive, but he's down, so Blaze will even it back up.
Noman a little bit excited about that round win there.
I mean, he just brought it back for his team, so he is rightfully excited.
Yeah, this has definitely been an exciting series so far. I mean, it's been back and forth, all map.
And it's about to get better. This next round will decide who will take map 1. And I don't think there's any better way to decide it.
Can't have any more rounds after this.
That's the only sad part. We've been having so much fun on this map. It has to come to an end. We will have the same objective, and it is such a great objective to have a round decider on. And Animal House's offense have just been on point. I think both teams' offense, I think there's only been offensive points.
You might be right about that.
Well, I'll have the Twitch chat fact check me in about 6 minutes here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, well,
They're good at
0 minutes to their time, but 6 minutes in mine, so I'll be corrected by the time the next round begins. Or by the next time the next round ends, I should say. Yeah, that's how science works. It's weird, because we have to be like surfers of the 4th dimension, kind of predicting the waves of time. But we do know that this next round will be the last round on this map, and that's as far as I know. The rest is up to Twitch chat to figure out what's going to happen. Or Xandria, what's your predictions, man?
I don't do no predictions.
All right,
man.
so he is not a time traveler, but that is no matter because we will find out for ourselves here. Kind of hanging out with Animal House off the start and heading on in. It looks like they're going to go for a more northerly push out of this one, sending 3 on the far north with Steven supporting them. One member will go across the street or into the hotel. And he's going to the hotel. Yeah, he's going to hotel. It's going to be Semper. He's going to be looking for any hostilities on that burning building by using a cleverly colored car as well. Noman's going to be the meet and greet for Animal House here on that hilltop. Finding Nolamite right off the get-go is not looking great for Animal House. Prefontaine's able to find another. He's going to be inside the skeleton building. No, yes. Yes, he is. No, he's going to be a little bit further back. Oh, it's silent. A little confused by...
One on north wall. They're at that north wall building. The one in the far back. There's 2 of them.
No one's able to call out... Yeah, he's able to call out exactly where those are.
In a bit of a firefight here. I mean, he's got 2 people there in the back, taking little pot shots at him.
Yeah, Vonic's going to try to play smoke in order to confuse the push, but they both know exactly what's going on. Noman and Vonic and Wicked are a little bit of a pinch here. They're kind of up. They're literally up against the wall.
They are
pinned against by the other team. Only one other teammate can support him, and he's going on a much more southerly route.
And Silent Night here in this other wireframe, putting pressure from the other angle. It's definitely slowed down that approach.
Yeah, one member is able to go down on that wall. Or no, he rotated. Now Phonic is trying to find a way onto there. No one's able to find Wicked. Just that insight into the spawn is definitely helped Blaze out. And this is the kind of lead that they need in order to be able to take map 1. Wikukun's able to find Semper. And now it is up to one member.
1.5 against 5.
Yeah, effectively, and that the numbers just don't add up there if I'm counting on my fingers correctly.
Yeah, and this res is going to be really hard to get as well.
It looks like he's rotating around to get it, though. He's just being really cautious about it. He has half a round timer remaining here at 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, but everyone's watching him, and it will not happen. Prefontaine will get the final pick onto Phonic, and Blaze will take map 1. A very good defense coming out of Blaze here. They're finally able to kind of get into that defensive groove and be able to take it to Animal House and secure themselves a map when it was looking like it was going to be in Animal House's favor.
Yeah, I mean, with that cap, it definitely, put the pressure on the Blaze, but they were able to bring it back around and get 2 back-to-back wins and take the map.
Well, speaking of pressure, our next map will be Cargo, and this map is so close range, the pressure is constant, so it's going to be very interesting to see how both of these teams kind of respond under the constant threat of a flank that Cargo presents. And this is kind of the map that Animal House would choose. I think this really suits their play style very suitably. It's a map that allows for extreme aggression and rewards it at times, depending on how well the defense is set up on the opposing team. But Animal House have been very good on this map, especially now that they've got some key members from Mob Squad who are also very good at this map. So it only makes sense in the end.
Yeah, it's definitely a complete different strategy on Cargo. I mean, a lot of times it's more about the quick peaks and the fast picks rather than kind of the long play like you see on the bigger maps.
Yeah, it's less heavy on the strategy side. It's more on the cohesion in the team side, being able to recognize where your team's at, what they're doing, how they're going to plan their next move, and you know, if they're on objective. A lot of Animal House is just being Animal House right now. I don't think we know them in any other way. Definitely having Steven on, who's that kind of a personality on the team. It's impossible to get let down. Immediate shots coming out as the aggression comes out on both sides. Semper and Noman are gonna square off here, but no one's been able to get led onto each other just yet. But I changed my mind now. Prefontaine's able to find Steven. He's also able to find Nolamite, but that's gonna be a trade. Phonic's able to find Noman. Semper's able to find Zero, and Silent Knight's able to get that refrag. A lot of action has just happened, but now we're into a 2v2 as the aggression has happened. Wicked Hex is on objective. He's going to be caught out by Silent Knight. Silent Knight's going to burn to death. And now Squigookin's the only one left. Wicked is pad out. Squigookin has to rotate onto objective. He will do that, and he will prevent the cap.
That was a really quick round.
That was an incredibly quick round, and a very close one as well. It came down to a 1v1. And this time, Wicked was not able to stop his cap and win the 1v1 that time. But no matter. Animal House has been known to bring it back before. They can definitely do it this time. This is their map to win on if they want to stay in this game.
And speaking of that cohesion and Spidey sense, you know, game sense and all that, Squigookin there rotating in from that position.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like a sixth sense that he had there to know to rotate in.
Yeah, being able to identify when that objective is in danger, and mortal danger is a huge thing. If Wicked was on the other side, though, I don't know if he would have exactly seen that as quickly, but he was rotating that way, so I think he was definitely going to check it. So definitely a good rotation and good defense of the objective from Squigookin.
I feel like I'm gonna screw that name up when I say it.
Just think of Hadouken, but with a squig in front of it. It's pretty funny, actually. Hadouken. Have you ever? I think that's Mortal Kombat, right? I don't know actually.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
But the Hadouken is from, I think it's from Mortal Kombat. It's from some fighting game. It's a little old for me, but he just put a squig in front of it, and that's Squigookin, and it's pretty funny. I like his name.
It's a funny sounding name.
It is a very funny sounding name. I do love saying it. We're gonna go into the second round here. We're not seeing much shield play on this map, and this map has been very well known to lend itself to shield play. I'm really surprised about that, actually. No matter, the push is going to come out from Animal House, so they're going to get aggressive on their defense. Blaze is going to hang back. Prefontaine's able to find Nolamite, but now Blaze is coming out here. They're looking for a cap as well. Semper is going to not see one. He's going to see Silent. Now Prefontaine is on objective. He's in that little objective box courtyard there as more smokes fall on. Our Semper's got to realize that objective is pretty compromised, but Phonic could easily do it as well. And now we're in a bit of a game of Ring Around the Rosie. Our Semper's going to be able to find that, and Animal House will get a point.
Boy, they are not playing around with these rounds.
No, this is some very
sub-minute rounds.
This is some very extreme Ring Around the Rosie here. I've never seen Ring Around the Rosie get this violent before, and I'm loving it.
I'm blinking twice and I'm missing half the action.
I know, it's just these rounds are happening in less than a minute, probably around 30 seconds, and it is amazing. It's always nice to occasionally have a really quick game with a lot of action pack in it. Have it all condensed. At least it makes it a little bit easier on the caster job. That push from Blaze was just not as deadly as they thought it would be. The smokes, I think in the end, is what kind of gave them away, as Animal House was actually able to use them to hide in and then peek out when they felt like they were near an enemy, and then just pick off Blaze from the smoke that they threw for them.
Yeah, it's a fair assessment.
Well, no matter, we're gonna have the south-north objective.
The not so north objective.
The not so north objective, depending on how you call it. Or the, I don't know, there's not really many other names for it, but this is the one that you can cap inside the building from. We keep mentioning this and it never happens. Maybe this will be the one to break that curse.
Well, I think once it became, people became aware of it, they defended it better, and it made it more difficult to do it, and then people have kind of laid off of it.
Yeah, but now no one's defending it anymore. They're defending the outside more or less, because people are opting to cap in plain sight. At least that's how the meta goes. Hanging out with Blaze on the spawn here. Let's see how they set up their defense, and if Animal House would give them time to set up, they're going to start pre-firing doorways. And Animal House are going to get caught up in the middle here. Prefontaine's able to find Nolo. Not able to get that confirm in, but now he is. More smokes will come up as Animal House hesitate at the midpoint. They are down 2 members. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. Plenty of time to work something out here, but the rounds have not been going that way. Prefontaine's able to find Steven as well. Now Animal House will only have 2. Animal House have been defending much better than their offenses now. It's almost like a complete switch up in strategy. Prefontaine's going to start peeking out more. He's going to be able to get through the crack in there and be able to find our Semper. And now the play will slow down a little bit. Oh yeah, very good one. It's really good to be able to recognize whenever people are right there. Wicked might be able to get this pick onto Prefontaine. He knows he's there, but he just doesn't have that angle just yet. The angle presents itself. He's able to get it as Prefontaine gets greedy. Squigookin is now watching exactly where Wicked Hex is, because he knows exactly where it's happening. Wicked Hex is the last one. Oh yeah, they are coming out. They are good. But Zero's going to have another idea and be able to get Blaze a point.
Yeah, the frag went a little too far, but Zero able to get the pick.
Oh, it does seem like we had Steven drop once again from the Animal House roster. We're going to have to wait for him to get back in here. Hopefully it's within 2 minutes, so Animal House don't have to use one of those timeouts. Silent Knight also had a team kill. Oh,
that's no good.
That's no good. Might have been in a previous round.
I know all about those team kills.
Oh, yeah. This isn't about you, though, Xandria. Remember that. This is about Silent now getting team kills.
I'm just trying to empathize, okay?
Okay, fair enough. Continue with your empathy.
No, I'm done now.
Okay, cool. It's easier to get team kills on this map though, because the action just happens so quick. You are in a very primal sense, and you get here and just you go into the sense of shooting anything that moves, and sometimes it's the buddy you've been training with for the past year or so. We're just tuning in. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right.
No, you go ahead.
All right. We are currently, the score line is 5-5 right now, but Blaze has the first map. Oh, no, that is incorrect. It is 6-4 right now. I did my scores wrong, but that's okay. I fixed it. 6-4. Animal House are falling a little bit behind here. Blaze are kind of, they're slowly crawling away with it. I don't want to say running away with it because it's been very close games. Been very neck and neck lately, so This is Animal House's time to get a map, and this is their map to do it on. They've been pretty good on this map previously, but Blaze just have their numbers so far. Maybe a bit of a change-up is required for Animal House to be able to operate better against Blaze. Well, I guess the first step would be to get a player in instead of playing with just 4 people.
Yeah, we are still waiting
On
for Steven to come back, or at
Steven
least
or
somebody to come
someone,
fill
yeah.
in for him.
And Steven's been on fire lately, so I'm going to imagine that they're gonna want to get him in. He's definitely been doing really good for Animal House. He got them two out of their 4 points, so on his own. Oh, they got Steven back in. Okay, he's back in. So they're definitely going to continue with him, I think, as we predicted, because he's just been playing really great when his internet is cooperating. We will have the same objective, the south-north objective, or the lower-north objective. If compasses even work inside a giant metal building, but who knows?
They do.
At least the Faraday effect doesn't happen, where it just reduces the electrical field of the Earth to nil and just makes everything go haywire. A little bit of strategizing with Steven as he is just able to get himself back into the game and into the lobby. Prefontaine has been on fire this map, though. With 6 kills and 3 deaths, he is carried more than his own weight. He's carried himself and another, effectively.
Making up for silence, -1.
Okay, so I do believe, even though we do see Steven back in the lobby here, a timeout has been called and they're trying to get a reservist because Steven keeps dropping too much. So we're going to go to an intermission on that note until the round begins again. And we'll see you on the other side.
action and the pre paying off. Hard on him right now. Inside the
Alright, and welcome back. Games will be starting up really soon. Steven had to be cycled out because he did keep dropping, and he will be replaced by a really good reservist, Lionheart.
Yeah, we just used him a little while ago, and he is a solid reservist.
Yeah, he has that battle sense. He is very skilled. I think this will go really good into Animal House's favor.
From what I understand, Lionheart kind of took a break from the league for a while, but he kind of came back. I think, what was that, last week or the week before, something like that.
Yeah, he had a brief stint on Globochem, and then left for reasons unknown, but he's kind of making his entry back into the league here, kind of as a reservist, just taking kind of a chill role. And he's been playing really well on the teams he's reserved for, so definitely some exciting stuff to see here today on a casted match. Now we're going to have the same objective as we did before, the lower north objective. Blaze, last time, were able to just kind of sweep through, be able to kind of take down the Animal House pretty swiftly. Now, whether that drop came into play, we don't know. It kind of happened a little too quick for me to understand, but definitely having a more solid internet connection from one of your players is going to be such a helpful thing to have. It's not Lionheart from an emotional standpoint is definitely not a Steven replacement. He's a lot more a little bit quieter.
Yeah, kind of quiet down to
A bit more down to earth kind of guy.
yeah.
Ooh,
Very goal oriented.
speaking of down to earth, Prefontaine's gonna make sure that Lionheart and Nolo are gonna be down to earth. Arsemper and Noman are going to trade, with Arsemper being able to get res, but I think that Confirm's going to come out here really soon. Yes, it will. Silent's going to get on that.
Phoenix location here could be a little devastating.
Oh, yeah, if Squeakukin's not ready for it, he's out checking tablet, and he's making a lot of noise in the process. He's going to go through this doorway. No, Squeakukin will not be ready for his former teammate. Back in the mob squad.
Got to know if
Oh, and Prefontaine team kills Silent. What payback. A little bit of shots coming out there. Phoenix not able to find Prefontaine exactly, but now we're into a 2v2 situation as both plays are looking for a way out to the objective. They just cleared it up. Zero's going to make a push up. Zero has pushed up against Prefontaine. Prefontaine's got to clear this up really soon, otherwise the cap will come out. And Blaze will take map 2 in a swift manner. Zero is on objective. He's looking for revenge on Steven.
there is nobody around to tell him no.
No one is around. His question is, can he get that quote in time? Fodic is rotating out to objective. The
Fodic's
pressure
running back.
is on. He doesn't know. He's inside. Fodic is in there. He didn't
Doesn't
see it. He didn't see it.
A little bit too late. He was like looking around, like, where is it? Where is it? And he just wasn't able to find
There's
it.
only one place that you can look in there to see that objective get capped on, and he did not look in that place. And I almost said Mob Squad. Animal House will take the L on this one. End this map, end this round, end this game. And Blaze will emerge
That's all right.
victorious.
We'll play the third round, or the third map, nonetheless.
Exactly. And I have to wonder what that third map will be, given that this is going to be
Well,
Blaze's
there's only
pick.
so much time. Only so much time till we're gonna know.
True, true. I always like to get into a little bit of the predictive side, and I'm going to say it's going to be Downfall. Or Downfall or Snow Peak. I feel like we could see some Snow Peak today.
I would say Quarantine if we hadn't already played it.
That's true. But hey, what's the hurt in playing Quarantine again? Just breaking a couple VRML rules. Wait, no.
Suburbia
This
Night.
cannot
Wait,
be
we
done.
can't do this.
No, this cannot
This
be
is not a
done.
thing.
This cannot be done because Blaze, the people choosing the map, have banned Suburbia, which means that you have banned both Burbia and Burbia Night.
All of them. Yeah.
And the rehost will come out as they realize that they have completely messed the map up.
Good job, you noobs.
Noobs. Who's their captain? I hope he's not a caster.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna throw us to an intermission so we're not giving away any passwords. And then we'll rejoin you once we're back in the lobby and all set up. Alright, now that we've got this all sorted out, we can assuredly tell you that map 3 is not going to be Suburbia Night. It's going to be Bazaar Night. A little bit of a snafu there, but it's been quickly resolved by both teams.
And we're going to have the Western objective to start. Always a favorite objective. Kind of have 3 general zones you can cap from, and therefore have to defend.
Yeah, this objective is pretty much a Volk nightmare. It requires a lot of manpower to have eyes on all capping sides and still be able to worry about the attack coming on. So you kind of have to devote 3 people onto the objective if you want to have assured objective defense while holding good position. So it's always interesting to see what players do to make sure that Marsoc just can't get in there.
It's always interesting seeing night maps. They're not really something you see a lot, but I love seeing them.
Yeah, and they look so great too. It's very refreshing from daytime maps to kind of see, you know, the same buildings, the same layout, just a little bit of a different perspective. So this is going to be very fun. And there's different strategies involved too.
Well, one of the biggest differences is like what was light is now dark and what was dark is now light.
Yeah, the insides of the buildings are no longer your friends. They're just a dead giveaway now that there's giant lights in them. And they're not strategic anymore, so yay!
Look, that's really cool.
I don't think there's a moon, Steven. Oh no, Steven, that's silent. What am I saying?
The LMG? You can't even hit sharp on a regular gun.
Oh, some smack coming out from Blaze. Little victorious that they have won the match already. They're going to push out pretty hard here and try to get onto this North Street We're not going to worry about anywhere else. Matter of fact, Animal House have to realize that this is the push very soon. Move their way in. Zero's going to immediately find Nolamite.
Yeah, it looks like they're sort of setting up for more of a north central approach, but Blaze is coming up from the southwest, so this could be kind of interesting as the defense has to rotate back to counter.
And Sepper's in such a great place to catch out Zero, but he's more focused on that cross. I think he's aware of Zero's positioning now that he has spoken. And that very high voice of his. I know oh so fondly. The push is happening right now. Sepper's in such a great place. All eyes are on Sepper now. Look at those lasers moving around. Silent's able to find Phonic. They are on objective now. Wicked's able to find Zero, but that is a little too late. Silent is on objective. Lionheart's able to find one. Noman gets that refrag, and Animal House will go down. Blaze only managed to just scrape out 1 point out of that whole shenanigan.
Yeah, that was a really aggressive play for this map and this objective. They kind of just swooped in from the southwest and, you know, dispatched every defender as they came across them.
Yeah, playing the night map, I think, has definitely helped that strategy in this case, where you can use the street more to your advantage because it has no light there, whereas before, all the buildings that you go to, they will give away any defender's position, so that definitely worked in Blaze's favor there. Now, can Animal House kind of take that strategy and put their own little twist to it to kind of favor their gameplay?
Time will tell.
Time will tell. I know I should always remember that you don't like predictions. You're more of an in-the-moment kind of...
Yeah.
You're more of an in-the-moment kind of guy, and I will try to respect that. I was like hyping it up, though. That's the thing. You gotta hype it a little bit. We're gonna see the same objective. This is a very hard objective to defend. And Animal House have been really good about getting themselves onto an objective before, so it's definitely gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, we have seen that several times throughout the series that they were able to get on objective, and once they definitely capped.
And Nolamite will be bringing the shield this time. Something that Blaze hasn't really done after the loss of Naoko. After he decided to go play Final Assault for the VRML rather than Blaze. We're going to follow the main push here of 3 people, Nolamite, Wicked, and Phonic, as they make their way through the mini bazaar. Now, Nolamite's been practicing on the shield a little bit, but it's just not enough to be able to get himself Prefontaine. You gotta have a little bit of patience on that shield if you want to be able to use it effectively.
Prefontaine was kind of able to get a little bit of a sneaky position and just wait for him and just shoot him right through the side.
Prefontaine's able to get another one. He's able to shut down that entire push. One mano a mano. Or just a mano. I don't know Spanish, but whatever. He's able to get a triple. Blaze have only lost 1 member in this whole fiasco, and now Blaze are looking really good on their defense.
Yeah, and the offense is really spread out now. We have Lionheart in the northeast, and then I'm not sure who that is, but they're in the sort of south central.
And you can have a great reservist like Lionheart, or, you know, like if you had a theoretical sense where you had a former GlobalChem member be a reservist. Let's just say Arsenic, for example. Let's just say Arsenic became a reservist. Even if you had Arsenic as a reservist, playing against a team like Blaze with this many people, it's not the greatest situation because he doesn't practice with you. He doesn't know how y'all play. It's just going to be Arsenic and 1 member of Animal House versus Blaze. And that's just a theoretical sense. It's really Lionheart, but
I think most of the strategy and the teamwork in this game is really just sort of knowing what your teammates are going to do when.
Yeah, Semper and Lionheart's able to find Prefontaine, but Silent's able to get Semper, and meanwhile on the other side, no one's able to shut down Lionheart. Blaze will go up 2 points. And Animal House will still
Yeah,
reside
really running-
at 0.
They're really running away with this map.
Yeah, they're running away with the series, man. I don't know about just the map.
But right now we're talking about the map.
Ah, true. Yeah, they are running away with the map, but this has been effectively, what, 5 unanswered points from Blaze?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's not like we could say they ran away with quarantine.
No, they definitely didn't. That was a 3-4. That was an incredibly close match. Incredibly. It came down to the line.
Yeah.
Was expecting a bit more of that, but clearly Blaze were having no fun in that, so we're going to see them start, decisively taking these maps, especially now that they've taken out Animal House's pick of cargo, and now they're on their own wild card of a map, Bizarre Night.
One map I don't think I have seen played in League yet is Downfall Night.
Now that was a funny one because I have not looked at the sit room recently to figure out if that one is even legal yet.
Last time I read the rules, it was on the list.
So if it's on the list, then it is legal. But Downfall is a little bit more of a controversial pick. Some teams like it, some teams don't. And to throw a night map into the mix with that is, it will definitely favor the team that practices it. But it's already kind of, Downfall's been a bit on the downfall per se of playtime. Especially for these kind of more urban-like maps where they're a little bit closer range combat associated with long-range combat. Kind of like Bazaar, kind of like Quarantine. Downfall's a little too open for that kind of playstyle. Gonna hop into round 3 here. Shots already going off, as it has been the case throughout the entirety of this game. And Knight's gonna throw smokes onto the objective. We will have the Coyote to defend now for Animal House.
Yeah, you always have to be careful of that upstairs cap position.
Oh
This
yeah,
one.
it was big news when people found out about that position, but nowadays it is just common knowledge as our Semper's able to find Silent Night, getting Animal House a wee bit of an advantage. But we're only seeing one member. Ooh, Nolamite's able to get a double with Noman and Squigookin going down. This is looking extremely good for Animal House, even though they are incredibly spread out.
Zero
Nolamite
able to get
gets a third, and I keep missing that on camera, but doesn't matter.
Third guy.
Nolamite does trade with Zero. I think that's what you were trying to say, and I cut you off rudely. But
It's okay. But either way, that's really putting Blaze in a tough position now, as it's 1v4.5.
I think Animal House have completely anticipated the Blaze approach and sent a flanker around to just decimate them. The last remaining Blaze member has been a cannon for them. It's going to be Prefontaine. And he's been doing work for this team this entire match.
Lionheart was able to get the revive on the Nolamite.
Oh, there we go. Now Animal House are back up to 5 members. Blaze only 1. This has been a disastrous push for Blaze.
Yeah, I think we'll see them kind of change up their strategy a little bit in future rounds here on this map.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a little bit of a slowdown in the play style. Or, something that favors more communication and figure out exactly where the enemy is rather than just try to burst in between them and go for the cap.
Yeah,
The-
Prefontaine there, he was looking at Wicked Hex, but he kind of just decided to go ahead and cross the street.
I don't think Wicked really made himself look apparent enough to warrant that, but regardless, this is the way it's going to be. Wicked missed his opportunity in order to shut down Blaze once and for all. Prefontaine will get that much close to the objective, but now he's going to have to go against Lionheart, and he's been a bit of a wild card. Lionheart's been peeking a bit here. He's going to toss a nade. That's going to go a little far. It's going to be a flash. He's going to peek out here. Prefontaine's going to back up here. He's going to back up into that wall. They're going to trade, and Animal House are going to take a round.
Yes, they are. And it seems like they had a little bit of a hard time adjusting, but it seems they finally have to Blaze's like ridiculous aggression they've been displaying thus far this map.
Yeah, I think Animal House is beginning to adapt to the ridiculous aggression from Blaze. That flank from Nolamite just destroyed the momentum. And I think that was just a perfect flank.
Yeah, I kind of missed where that came from. Did he kind of come around the north and down through the west courtyard?
Well, Cass is gonna hate me for this, but I missed it too. So he did go into that west courtyard. I think he came from the north. He kind of got around them by going, at least from a logical sense, and they can correct me later if they want to. But I think Nolamite probably went into the mini market area and then cut back in once he saw that pretty much most of Blaze was going his way. Oops. And now we're going to still have the same objective for Animal House to attack this time. Will they be able to finally tie it up with Blaze again here and maybe get themselves a map? Or at least put themselves on the road to getting a map. I'm not going to call it just yet, obviously. Obviously.
Yeah, we definitely... We know Animal House can cap, so in this being a very capable objective, they might get it.
Yeah, they can definitely go for the lead here. Their prime capping man here is no longer with us in this game. His internet has betrayed him one too many times, and now Lionheart will be subbing in for him instead. But Lionheart's also good on that tablet as well, so... But he's only good on that tablet if he's alive and that he is no longer in the living realm. And Semper's gonna look for Prefontaine, but he's gonna get a little too far out there and he won't be able to make it on there. Now the rest of the push from Animal House is coming up there. No one's able to shut down Wicked Hex. Animal House are dropping like flies now. If the flies are even an animal, Prefontaine's gonna try to rotate back onto objective in order to defend it. Nolamite gets onto objective. He's going upstairs. He's in the objective capping zone.
Side. Can you get it on there?
I think you can. He's on objective. He is capping. He's tablet out. Clearly, he wouldn't stay there for too long if he couldn't cap, but he's got to memorize that code.
Yeah.
No one's suspicious at all of what's going on. And Animal House take the lead again. And I left the overlay on.
Oh, everybody clap for TFH.
Everyone clap. I was doing so good, but that is the worst one to leave the overlay on. I'll show you this. I'll just flash you all the scores really quick here. Lionheart reset his score for some reason. I don't know why. Probably dropped. That sucks, me leaving the overlay on for that, but I'll try to do better next time.
That's all right. We only have a few viewers to shame you later.
I try to always cast like I'm casting for a 70, so. It looks like Lionheart is having connection issues as well.
That's not good.
Oh no, he's back in now. Well, we're going to have an objective change up now. We're going to have the neighboring objective to Kayat Center. It's going to be the West Market.
Yes, we will.
This
And
time
this is
I
one of
am-
those objectives.
This time I'm not leaving the overlay
Not gonna
up.
leave the overlay up.
Nope, nope, not
Yeah,
doing
that'd
it
be
this
good.
time.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here in the north. I'm not even gonna push up. I'm gonna wait for them to come to me.
Alright, looks like, judging by what Animal House is strategizing in their spawn, they're gonna hang back a little bit. They're gonna wait for Blaze to come to them. It's worked out for them in the previous objective. Will it work out for them again here? They've got themselves 3 points in a row here. Wicked. Phonics able to find 1, 2. But Prefontaine will shut that down.
And Zero here has been able to throw a couple of smokes onto objective. It's kind of
He's gonna get
rotating in,
shut down by
taking
Wicked
down.
Hex. It's actually a trade, so a win-win on both sides. Or lose-lose. However you want to classify that.
it's a zero-sum game.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Fontaine's getting really pushy up here. He's going to encounter some fire, but he just maneuvers right out of the way. He trades with R7. We're seeing a lot of trades this round. But now Blaze is only...
Prefontaine does take the better end of that.
Yeah, he does get the better end of that. Now Blaze is able to get that res, and now we're back into a 2v2 here. Animal House are in a pretty good spot because they're able to defend a pretty tight objective. But now, how will Blaze choose to go and approach this objective? That's the question.
I think one around the kayak courtyard, one down the long hallway. Maybe.
Yeah, the kayak courtyard can do some damage, but only if he's able to get up far enough without being spotted. But it looks like that,
Yeah, Nullmite's getting a little peeky here.
ooh, Nolamite is getting really picky there. He's gonna go around, he's gonna catch Prefontaine, and now only one member is left, and that is Squigookin. He's in a very exposed position. Squigookin sees him, and now it's gonna be a 1v1. Lionheart, the reservist, versus Squigookin, the actual member of Blaze.
Yeah, Lionheart's just really tucked into objective here. I don't know that he's fired a shot yet this round.
Yeah, Lionheart has every opportunity to win this round for a team he does not play for. You get a point on the board for Animal House. Or Animal Squad, however you choose to refer to them now that they have merged with Mob Squad.
Yeah, Squigookin here kind of taking his time, moving around, trying to find his line of approach. Which is fine. He has more than enough time. 3 minutes still remaining on the clock.
Yeah, he's got half a round to go and only half a map to go. He can definitely expend on some time. The budget does allow for it.
This is going to be tough, though. I mean, the spot that Lionheart is in is... It's hard to see, like, from any angle approaching.
Yeah, especially for the side Squigookin is approaching from. Lionheart's going to be... And we're just going to kind of mirror that approach while Squigookin makes it. This is what he's going to see as he approaches in, granted without night vision, but if he tries to make it onto objective, the only time he'll be able to see Lionheart is right there, right when he's beginning to think about the objective. So that's going to be a very challenging approach, at least the way that he's going about it right now.
You know, if he takes this little back alley here into this room and prones out, he can see him underneath the pallet.
Yes, very barely, but you got to be really on point with understanding your night maps. But maybe Blaze has been practicing this enough to the point where they understand that spot. Well, it doesn't look like he's going to be taking that room anyways. He's kind of going along the wall here. He's going to go for a more direct approach onto the objective here. Only 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. He does not have much time left here. He's gonna toss smoke. Oh, he's gonna toss nades. And now he's gonna start running. It looks like he's gonna actually go for the alleyway? Yeah. Oh no. He's going back. Lionheart is very aware of his positioning now. He is peeking. This is very tense. This is probably the slowest moment of the game, but it's going to come down to this for Animal House. If Lionheart can make it work for them, looks like Smagukin's going to try to go along the backside, and Lionheart will get it for Animal House. And
that's the map for Animal House.
Yeah, Animal House took Blaze's wild card map. Well, as the players file out here, we're going to begin to wrap it up. Xandria, what have been your thoughts on this whole match?
It's kind of been, you know, it was back and forth round for round on map 1. You know, Blaze kind of swept through Cargo, and then Animal House taking Blaze's pick on, you know, Bizarre Night. It was very exciting. A very good match, and I'm really glad I picked it up.
Yeah, it's been a very exciting match, especially that first round where it just came down to that last round, and then going into Cargo right after that. It just quick round after quick round after quick round. It was definitely very fun to cast, very fun to watch. And then going into a wild card map like Bizarre Night and kind of seeing how the strategy plays out there and how very different it is from, you know, Bizarre Day. It's almost night and day. Get it? Okay, cool. I see what I did there. Anyways, on that note, we're going to begin to wrap things up here. Our sponsors have been flashing good throughout the game. Pro2 VR and VR Cover. Definitely check out their respective websites. If you want to become a part of the VR Master League, you can join by becoming a reservist, joining a team, or starting your own team. All of it can be done through VRML.com. Special thanks to Dacky and Man for creating all this. Noman and Buxton for creating our wonderful asset pack. And all of the player base who come out here to give us great content to cast like you. So thank you. We're going to wrap it up there. We'll see you all later.
Have a good night, everybody.